Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. Damn, you gotta tell me where you work, OP. Cleaning's something even I can do, and if you can afford a Porsche from your wage, it must pay extraordinarily well. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. Entitled woman accuses me of stealing my own car keys. So for some quick context, I'm a cleaner at a private school. It costs something like £25,000 a year to send your kid here, so you can imagine the amount of rich, entitled BS that goes on. EM is entitled mom, and me is me. So let's get into it. It's 4 p.m. and I've been at work for an hour just getting on with what I'm doing, and the EM comes storming into the classroom I'm cleaning. EM, you need to move your car. Me, what? Why? EM, speaking very slowly and loudly for some reason, you need to move your car. Me, copying her tone, no, I don't. EM does some confused blinking. Why are you talking like that? Me, because you were. EM, whatever, just move your stupid car. It's blocking me and I have an appointment. Me, lady, my car isn't blocking you. I'm parked along the back row by a hedge blocking nobody. EM, you're lying. Come and move your car right now. This goes on for about 5 minutes, and eventually I figure she won't shut up unless I do something. Me, look, if I prove that my car isn't the one blocking you, will you get out of my face? EM, finally, just move the stupid thing so I can go. So I get my keys from the cupboard where my stuff is, EM practically glued to my shoulder the whole time, go to the car park, press the button on my key, and the lights blink on my beat-up Fiat in the corner. Me, see, my car, right there, not blocking anyone. Thinking that's the end of it, I turned to go back to my job, and she started screaming behind me. EM, you stole those keys. That's not your car. Your car's in front of mine. Get your keys right now and move it. Me, okay, which car do you think is mine? I figured if it's a staff member's car, I could direct the crazy bee to them. She marched over to a Range Rover, presumably hers, which was blocked in by a brand new Porsche. A brand new freaking Porsche! And glared at me. I must have stared at her for at least 10 seconds before I started laughing my butt off. Me, lady, if you think I could afford that car on a part-time cleaning job, you must be delusional. She then started yelling about how I'm deliberately stopping her leaving and she's going to have my car towed, but I just walked away. I don't get paid enough to deal with that crap. I have no idea what happened after that, but I really hope the Porsche driver didn't leave for another few hours just to stick it to her. Did this moron not realize that someone who works part-time as a cleaner's not getting a brand new Porsche? What goes on in their head? I have a problem, so I'm going to blame it on the closest person. Screw any kind of logic. And why out of all the people would she assume that a janitor, no offense, would think that's their car? And our second story. I do work here, but I can't help you. I work in a car dealership in the offices. Employee parking is way in the back behind the service garages, but there's a walkway from that lot to the showroom. This morning, I opted to cut through the main garage and service lane where customers first pull in and sign in for appointments to get to the showroom and my desk. Crossing the service lane, I get waved down by a customer. Thinking nothing of it, I stop and ask her what she needed. Boy, was I in for a shock. Customer, C, get my car. You're already making me late. Me, excuse me? C, get my car. She stomped her foot for emphasis with each syllable, then continued. C, I still have to go home and pack. You people are going to make us miss check-in time. Me, ma'am, I don't. C, oh yes, you do work here. I just saw you walk in from the garage. At this point, I was getting irritated. At least let me finish a sentence before cutting me off. I reply as politely and firmly as possible. Me, ma'am, I do not work in this department, but if you hold on for just a moment, I can get the lane coordinator to help you. C, no, stop being lazy and do it yourself. I'm tired of waiting. At this point, she's within 6 feet of me and jabbing her finger at me. I don't know the service procedures for COVID, nor would I know who to ask about her vehicle status. Thankfully, the lane coordinator was coming back in from valeting another vehicle and heads over to us. Lane coordinator, LC, is everything all right over here? C, No, this employee's refusing to help me. One of you lazy bees go get my car right now. We're going to be late because of you. LC. Ma'am, she doesn't work in this department. She would know who to ask about your vehicle status. Come with me and we'll ask your service advisor. The customer follows her with a sneer as I rush to the office to finally clock in. I let my manager know what happened just in case there's a complaint from service. We laughed about it and I got to work. Later this morning, we found out that she walked in at 8 a.m. without an appointment demanding an oil change before leaving for a trip downstate. She was squeezed in due to an earlier cancellation, but was warned that it could take longer than normal. People are getting nastier and more entitled every day. When will we reach the point where companies can push back on these a-holes? Maybe this'll happen when people quit their jobs and replacing them requires that abusive customers get fired? There's no reason to treat workers this way. I'd support a customer deny list. And our last story. Entitled parents think they can park in my driveway. I used to live on the bottom floor of a 2-story house in a very popular beach town in North Carolina. I was in my mid-20s. The upstairs was rented out to 4 college-aged guys, so 5 people, 5 cars, driveway built for 4, so one of us would either be on the grass or in a paid spot. If you had bills with your name and address, the city would give you a pass to park in certain paid spaces. So not a big deal, but finding a spot in the middle of the summer was hard. The house is maybe 100 yards to the beach. Pretty short walk, 5 minutes tops with beach gear and little ones. I'd leave to work at 6:30 a.m. and return around 5 or 6 p.m. By the time I got home, most of the crowds would be gone, so a paid spot was easy for me to get, so I typically leave the driveway for the upstairs guys. Cast. Me is me. ED is entitled dad. EM is entitled mom. SK1, screaming kid 1. SK2, screaming kid 2. SK3, you get it. TC, tow company. G, Garrett, officer. One day I was running late and didn't get out of my house till nearly 8. The other guys have left and the driveway's empty. I'm walking out to my car and of course the lots are already 90% full or more. As I'm crossing the street, I see a minivan coming up and pull into my driveway. I didn't want to recognize it, so I waited to see if I knew them or if they knew the upstairs guys. Out steps polo shirt, visor, bowling short dad, and an overly peppy mom with 3 screaming kids, obviously no one I knew. I backtrack up. Me. Excuse me, do you know the tenants upstairs or have permission to park here? EM. It doesn't matter. No one's parked here, and Billy, Bobby, and Brandy have to get to the beach. Me. There's 5 people living there, myself included, and we need to be able to park. EM. Oh, so where's your car if you live there? Me. In that spot because I have a pass and... ED. Don't lie to us. You're here just the same as us. And upset we know how to park for free. Me. I'm not lying, dude. It's 8 a.m. I'm wearing my work uniform. EM. We don't need to listen to you. We're going to park, and you can do whatever you want. My children have to get to the beach. You're ruining our vacation, so go away. Meanwhile, the kids are climbing on my fence and trees in and out of the street. Me. Okay, I'll just have you towed and you can deal with it later. ED gets in my face practically nose to nose. ED. Try it and see. This isn't your house. You're just a little crap. Mind you, I'm 5'11" and roughly 190 pounds. Fairly good shape. Me. Okay, have a nice day. So I went to my car and waited till they were pretty much at the beach. Like I said, very short walk. So I go inside, look up a tow service on the other side of town. Me. Hello, yes, I'd like to report a car illegally parked on my property. Address, 123 street name. Tow company. Sir, that's an hour away. Me. Yeah, I know. I'm not paying. That's their problem. Tow company. Okay, be there in about an hour and a half. Called my boss and told him, not going to be in today. Explained what happened. He's a pretty easygoing guy. Told me to keep him informed. Tow truck arrives, van gone. I leave my car in the spot and wait. It's 10:30 a.m. or so by now. Sometime around 2 or 3, there's very angry knocking at my door. Internal thoughts, this is going to be fun. Imagine the shock when I answered the door, beer in hand, grinning like an idiot. Me. Can I help you? ED and EM. You. Where's our van? How did you get here? Me. Oh yeah, here's the card. Had it towed across town. Gonna be a fun cab ride. Shut the door in their face. More angry yelling and knocking. Me. Yes? Edie trying to get in my house. You better get us our van back. I'm gonna kick your butt. I'll have you arrested. Me. Get out of my house, and calling the cops not gonna change anything. I managed to shove him out of the door and get it closed and locked. Now I wait. Next 20 minutes or more angry knocking and yelling. Finally, about 4 p.m.-ish, I see some blue lights and there's a much more polite knock at my door. I grew up on the beach. It's a small number of locals. I know 70% of the locals, police, bartenders, shop owners, residents. I know a lot of people on the island. Me. Oh, hey, Garrett, how's it going? Gee. Yeah, it's good. These people say you stole their van and broke into this house? Me. Nope, they pulled into the driveway as I was leaving for work, pulled an attitude, walked away and said I couldn't do anything. So called Lou on the other side of town. Van's there. I even gave them his card and offered to let them use my phone. EM. He's lying. He stole our car. I demand you arrest him. ED storming up behind the officer. If you don't arrest him, I'll have you fired. This is ridiculous. Blah, blah, blah. Gee, sir, back up. I'm going to figure this out. ED now shoving past the officer. This is bullcrap. Working his way into my house again, Garrett's able to pull him out and manages to get him pressed up against his cop car. Gee, sir, you are trespassing now? Looking over at me. Would you like to press charges? Me. Can you keep him in your car until they get a cab? Gee, yeah. I got to get statements and everything. So I gave my statements, went inside, grabbed a beer, went out the back door, up the back steps, and around to the second floor porch. And there I sat, smiling till a cab came about 5 or 5:30. My upstairs neighbors showed up, but they didn't pay any part in the story. They're lucky not to have more charges added onto the trespassing one and found out the hard way that a free parking spot is pretty expensive. It's private property, period. Why would that A-hat think he could park there under any circumstances? Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.